Also being launched on Truth Social. Lionel Williams, ABC News, New York.
Take
7 News on your side
mics
at
are
5
open.
a.m.
Right now on 7 News, more than 2 days have passed and dozens of people are still evacuated from their homes after a house explosion and gas leak.
Ready to
The
load
latest
with
on the
camera
work
3.
to find the source of that leak and why it's taking so long.
Plus backlash in Maryland after 2 of the state's largest school districts scheduled snow makeup days on a Muslim holiday. Kelly Lynn will join us live next with new reaction and what some in that community are now calling for.
And we're tracking more patchy fog outside this morning, plus a chance to see some showers later on. Eileen Whalen is timing that out
CG3
for
the
us
camera
coming up
2.
next.
But first at 5, the investigation into a house explosion in Centerville is entering a critical phase this morning.
Solved.
We're glad you're with us this Wednesday. I'm Adam Longo.
And I'm Adriana Hopkins. So crews are working to pinpoint which gas line may be leaking, a discovery that could determine whether the current evacuation zone holds steady or expands.
7 News reporter John Gonzalez is live in the neighborhood. So John, if that evacuation zone expands, it could include as many as 100 more homes.
And take.
That's right, and that
Change key.
is worst case scenario is what we are being told. You can see the bright lights, the crews are still here in the Centerville neighborhood, and officials are telling us that the size of the line really could change everything, and it really is a race against time right now to try to find the source of this leak. Take a look, I'll step out of the way. You can see the work that's still being done here. Right now, you've got crews from Washington Gas and Williams Pipeline. They are digging multiple locations, trying to identify which of the 5 transmission lines in this area is leaking. If it's one of the smaller lines, that would be good news. The current evacuation footprint could hold. In the meantime, fire crews are continuing ground testing, monitoring gas levels inside the homes here, and escorting residents back in briefly just to retrieve essential items. Assistant Chief Eric Craven says if it's one of the larger lines, that means up to 100 more homes could be impacted.
If that were to be the case, our goal is to provide 3 to 4 hours notice to those residents, notifying them through the blog, reverse 911, to test messages.
10 seconds.
We would not, knocking on doors and evacuating people is an emergency response. We would try and give them as much notice as possible, and then follow up with knocking on the door and making face-to-face contact.
So priority this morning is isolating the line, making repairs, testing it, and only then restoring the service here until they identify that source. The possibility of more evacuations remains on the table. So what are residents saying? Well, there were 2 town hall meetings yesterday. They were packed and things got heated last night. We'll take you into that town hall coming up later this hour. Reporting live, John Gonzalez.
Mics are open and forward.
Stay with 7 News for new developments on the Centerville explosion and gas leak. You can find all of our coverage right now on the homepage of our website, WJLA.com.
All right, now to your traffic and weather, which we always bring you together.
That's right. Eileen Whalen is here with the first check of the forecast.
All right, guys, good morning. You know, we were in the 50s yesterday. We're going to be in the 50s again later this afternoon. Oh, such a treat. I mean, the snow is just going away. It's so nice to see the grass. But 57 today here in D.C., lower 60s as you get farther south and west of the district. As for fog, right now, through portions of Montgomery, northern Prince George's counties, and then up through Howard, Baltimore counties as well. That's where visibility is worse. But take a look at temperatures above freezing. We're at 40 right now in Spotsylvania, Virginia, and dense fog advisories are in effect for the Baltimore area and portions of the eastern shore of Maryland. So keep that in mind if that's where your travels take you. Otherwise, we're pretty cloudy, and we're going to be sucked into the clouds today. So after a little bit of some patchy fog this morning, we'll be cloudy and warm this afternoon in the upper 50s. I'm tracking higher rain chances and some temperature changes tomorrow, Adam. So I'll talk more about that coming up next.
Well, let's continue to talk about where your travels will take you. You know where they won't take you? The Roosevelt Bridge, because have a look. The ramp inbound is blocked. Instead, traffic's being detoured onto the GW Parkway southbound and the inbound Memorial Bridge. This work will continue through early June, so look for a wide variety of changes in this area as we get up to that work being completed. Fernwood Road, we got road work going on in Bethesda. That's the Center Lane Brock. Northbound at Democracy, that's not really causing any problems at this point in the morning. And if you're cruising through Fairfax County, bam, you're all in the green this morning.
And
A
take.
heartbreaking story out of Montgomery County. Police are
Dissolve.
trying to determine how a 6-year-old boy got a hold of a gun and shot himself in the face. Now, this happened yesterday afternoon at a home on Maple Leaf Drive in Montgomery Village. First
Ready to flash,
responders
beat,
administered
shot.
CPR, but the boy died there at the scene.
Flash.
There is really nothing
Change.
that I can say that would, right now, that would bring comfort to
Change.
anyone. I mean, this is a child.
I got a niece and nephew,
Change.
not too much older than them, so
Change.
it's,
Stand
I
by
would
camera
just,
3.
I couldn't even comprehend losing a child like that.
No foul play is suspected, and police say the shooting was accidental. They are now looking into who owned the gun and if it was registered. An adult was inside the home, but police did not say whether that person is related to the child. At this point, no charges have been filed.
Take.
Muslim families in Maryland are upset
Stand by 2B
about a
box.
decision to make up
Camera
a
2,
snow day
rapid
on
3.
an important day on the Islamic
Ready,
calendar.
board,
That's Eid al-Fitr. 7 News
Board
reporter
white.
Kelly Lynn live in Rockville, where she's talking to a community leader
Ready,
and asking
flash.
Montgomery and
Ready,
Prince George's
full.
County school districts if, Kelly, they plan to make any changes.
Flash.
Yes,
Change.
Eid al-Fitr is a Muslim holiday that celebrates the end of
Change.
fasting for Ramadan. And I spoke with Muslim leaders who
Stand
say
by
they are
server
very
C.
disappointed that these
Yeah.
school systems chose to put this makeup day on that day. I want to show you a letter that a group of
Online.
Muslim organizations sent to state education leaders. Let's take a look at it right now. This represents nearly 40 mosques and Muslim organizations. The Amman Network recently sent the correspondence to the state superintendent of schools, as well as the president of the Maryland State Board of
Ready to flash,
Education. It
ready to stop.
requests that the education leaders restore Eid holidays as non-instructional days, and says that the removal of Eid as a recognized day off undermines years of progress. Now, I spoke to Zainab Chowdhury, who is with the Council of American Islamic Relations. She calls the snow makeup days on March 20th troubling news.
Flash.
We would never
Change.
ask for any of the other religious holidays, Yom Kippur or
Change.
Easter or Christmas, to be struck from the holidays or from the calendar as a non-instructional day simply because of weather or in circumstances beyond anybody's control. And we want the
Stand by
same
CG4.
dignity and respect for the Muslim community as well.
And dissolve.
And I also reached out to Montgomery County Public Schools asking if the school system would consider making Eid al-Fitr a non-instructional day. A representative telling me makeup days for emergency school closure are designated in advance in the school calendar, and we are requesting a state waiver for a portion of the missed time. She continues that students observing Eid al-Fitr on March 20th will receive an excused absence. Now, coming up in the next half hour, I'm talking to an MCPS parent who's also very concerned about this issue, and I'm also asking Prince George's County Public Schools about its plans.
Change.
Live in Rockville,
Ready
Kelly
to logo
Lynn,
server
7
B.
News.
Mics are open. Logo.
Kelly, thank you. Now to that massive
Yeah.
sewage spill in the
Oh,
Potomac,
good.
DC Water will hold a community meeting on Monday with regional leaders and public health agencies.
I
Those details
never
are
saw
on
that before.
WJLA.com. As we've told you, the issue is with the broken Potomac interceptor. The line carries 60 million gallons of wastewater
Fire
daily from
flash,
Virginia and
server
Maryland
C,
to a
sock.
water treatment plant in Anacostia. DC council members met on the repairs yesterday.
Flash.
I do think DC Water is taking
Change.
seriously the
Or key in.
repair work that's needed. That part
Change.
is very clear to me. My concern is around the environmental impacts on the Potomac River, and I did not hear yet a really clear remediation plan that's going to take place.
Q.
The EPA says they want to help get this cleaned up as quickly as
Flash
possible, and they're offering full
AVO.
support, but so far DC Water has been leading all cleanup and remediation efforts. Meantime,
Flash.
President Trump began addressing the
Yeah.
spill on social media. He put the blame on Maryland, Virginia, and DC, calling on the governors
Ready
and
to
mayor
logo
to act
2H
immediately.
box,
But Monday night, a
camera
spokesperson
3.
for Maryland Governor Wes Moore said the Potomac interceptor is the federal government's responsibility.
Federal investigators releasing their final report into last year's deadly
Ready to
mid-air
fly
collision over the
people.
Potomac. In the nearly 400-page report, the NTSB blames the collision between an Army helicopter and an American Airlines jet on a host of failures across government organizations. Under the probable cause, the report blames the FAA for placing the helicopter route too close to the airport's runway approach path. The report says the Army failed to train pilots on the margin of error when reading altitude, which led the helicopter to fly above the allowed height. The report also listed 50 safety recommendations. Most were directed to the FAA.
Well, police are intensifying their efforts to figure out who shot and killed a resident of the Cozier Senior Living Facility in Potomac. 87-year-old Robert Fuller was killed Saturday. Police called the shooting a homicide.
Stand by
They're
camera
reviewing
3.
surveillance video, but the suspect shown in it was wearing a mask. Fuller was a philanthropist. He was a descendant of Supreme Court Justice Melvin Fuller, who upheld racial segregation under a separate but equal theory. It's unclear if that had anything to do with the homicide.
A Maryland State Trooper hailed a hero for saving a choking baby. The tense moments caught on his body cam. Have a look.
Take.
My baby is
Trooper Nicholas Warren was in the middle of a traffic stop in Cecil County on Saturday when another car pulled up. You heard the driver call out, "Can you help? My baby's choking." And thankfully, with some quick action and a few back blows, the baby was able to breathe again and is doing okay.
And take.
Scary. Glad to hear. Well, moving on now. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg. He'll be appearing in a Los Angeles courtroom today. I'll tell you why next.
And logo.
Finding a new
Why
job,
was she-
it can
where-
often
what's
feel
she
like a
doing?
full-time job because of all the effort it takes to get hired. Coming up in less than
Ready
5
to
minutes,
dissolve
why it
to
takes so
ready 10.
long and what you can do to stand out.
And dissolve. Alright. Fade up and fade off.